Hello, my name's Surreal Lemming, and I am here to bring you a review of the game Weird Worlds Return to Infinite Space. I picked this up on Indie Game Stand, and the link below in the description. They do different indie games every 4 days, and it's a really good place to find some cheap and fun games on a regular basis. For those who don't know, this is a sequel to a game released in 2002 called Strange Adventures in Infinite Space by the developer Digital Eel. It's a roguelike game set in space, hence Return to Infinite Space, and it's surprisingly really fun, even if quite short. So, I'll just show you a quick game here. You get 3 different ships. The science ship is very good for exploring, the pilot ship is good for piloting, and the terror figure is very good for blasting those mofos out the air. You do get to choose your captain name and your starship name. I'm going to, Captain Cook actually is perfect, and he's going to be piloting the starship, big ship. And you get different map sizes. These are relatively similar. It's just a long game, medium game, or short game. Nebula masses, we'll explain that in a minute, and enemy strength, again, I'll explain that in a minute. You've also got tutorial mode, which is very handy if you're starting out on your first game. So you always start off in this section on a planet called Glory. This is where you have to return to in 20 years to deliver your goods, and the goods then are tallied up, and that's your score. The entire point of this game is to get the highest score possible, and the person who does wins. Well, I said the person, I mean it's only you playing a single player game, but there is a leaderboard, which is very nice, and you're able to rate how you're doing against other people. So a general game would go that you just pick an area, your time goes down or up. Oh, I found a battle. Let's see if I can fight them. Oh, it's the Zorg. So all this map is randomly generated constantly, and I'm going to leave this battle because I don't think I'll be able to win it. And let's see if I can find someone else. Let's try and find an item. Another battle. Who is it here? Oh, okay, so we found a battle where we've got a derelict space vessel. So this is the battle screen. It is very simple. It's very top-down space RTS-like. You've got fast-forward button, which is really nice, because these ships do move incredibly slow at the start. Your ship has multiple hard points that are the enemy ships. They reduce in damage when you're shot, and you can take out engines, you can take out weaponry. It's quite clever and in-depth when you get into it. Unfortunately, the game isn't long enough to be able to really get into the meat of the combat, I don't think. But it's really nice just to play through and do. You do get upgrades randomly generated throughout the game, which improve your ship. Engine upgrades make you go faster or move through the void faster. I'll explain that in a minute. You do get different weapons, different weapon types. You do get add-ons, which let you scan to see whether there's enemies in areas and stuff like that. They've all got different values, and you do sometimes just get treasure, which is just worth some money, which hopefully we'll get in a minute. And let's board this ship and see what we get. Oh, way! We've boarded the ship, didn't have to fight it. So we have got a tachyon ray gun, which does damage, and a Gatling laser beam, which is fairly self-explanatory. So because we just raided the ship, we can take these items now, put them in here, and we can equip them to our ship. As you can see, incredibly simple. It's deceptively simple almost, but it is very good nonetheless. So let's go to another planet. Oh, we have found a temporal flux shield, which we shall attach to our ship. Now this stuff by here is the void. It's just a thing that's slow, and it's meant to really reward route planning around it to help enhance the game and give a bit more strategy to the overworld map. Here I found an event. These are just general things that they go through the game to give a little more flavour and a little more enjoyment to the game, and a bit of a difference. Because if every planet had a battle or an item, it would get a bit dull. Oh, I don't want to fight those. Let's see what else I can find. So this is basically the entire game. The reason I carry on saying so short is because you can complete a 20-year cycle in 20-25 minutes without any worry at all, which is unfortunate. I'll hire him. So I've just hired another thing. So now I've got another ship in my fleet, which is very nice. So in a battle situation, we will both fight, and because he's of a certain race, I can now warp space-time to get to other areas, which allows me to avoid the void and whatnot. So yes, it is quite short, and that's the only downside of this game. I would have loved to see like a 150 year option on a much bigger map. That would have been outstanding. I would have rated this game amazingly high. The trouble is, with such a small map and such a small time, there isn't. When you start getting to the meat of it, you start upgrading your ship and start having a lot of fun, your time's run out and you're stuck, and you've explored nearly all the cities, all the stars and planets by then, which is very unfortunate. Because I've got a Zorg ambassador on my ship, these guys do not want to fight me, and I can trade with them. This is another section. Now, some places you have to do value for value. See these little dots? That's how much something's worth. Other times, you can swap item for items. This one's worth 1, and I can't swap it for the 5 item because this is a buy-only place. And so let's see how combat works with 2 ships in actual combat. So you can click anywhere and select your ship, just like a normal RTS, and tell them to turn or fire or move. So you can fire just in the point blank space. You can click on the enemy ship and they'll start firing there. Basic, simple space combat. Although I do have one major complaint with this game involving the combat. It's just too difficult. I mean, I am going to win this fight because I was lucky enough to find a really nice shield and a really nice weapon upgrade. But I would say 9 out of 10 fights I come across, I can't win. Those is almost literally impossible to win. And I'm not sure whether it's a failing of the game, but it does mean that sometimes you can just get completely screwed over by the random nature of it, and it can cause a lot of problems. I've lost many a game at the very start because I've gone to a battle that I just can't win. So that is the basic premise of the game. Like I said, it's very, very short, very quick and simple. However, I would rate it quite highly because the replayability factor is immense. I was playing this for about 5 hours last night, non-stop, and it is hilariously fun when you find the right items, and there's just so many little Easter eggs and so many little items that really brings it out. The other thing, as well, is it does have a quite large modding community, and the game has been out commercially since 2006, where it won an award for the Indie Game Festival for its music, which, by the way, is spot on and amazingly good. But the mods are in-depth, they are varied, they are widely available, and if you get it on the Indie Game Stand at the moment, I'll say at the moment, for the next couple of days when this goes up, there's an Extras pack which gives you all the most popular mods ready just to install and download and install, and it's all sorted for you, which is fantabby-dozy. So, all in all, I think I would give this game... I'd be happy to pay $6 or $7 for it. It would be much higher if there was a much bigger single-player mode. Like I say, 100, 150 years. There might be a mod out there for that I haven't really checked, to be honest. But that would really push it up for me. And the other thing would be multiplayer. I would love to see a turn-based multiplayer mode in this. That would be fantastically amazing. But unfortunately, it hasn't happened. So yeah, $6, $7. If you're willing to spend a few bucks to pick it up and you see it, do, by all means. You will not regret it. Okay, thank you very much. That's Surreal Lemming signing out.